Welcome, everyone. Today is going to be about happiness. I know that you are learning a lot. You are learning about mindset in business. You are learning about marketing, about leadership. Today is going to be about happiness. How do we make sure that we are living actually a happy life? Do we need more success in our life? Do we need to accomplish things? What do we need to really live a happy life and a fulfilled life? Today we have a special guest, Irene Lim. Welcome, Irene. Thank you so much for being with me today.
Thank you for having me.
Irene Lim is a positive life coach, a hypnotherapist, and a sound facilitator. She is also a trainer in NLP and hypnosis. Irene, tell us more about your story. How did you start on this path, and what is your mission?
Okay, so I didn't aspire to become a coach to begin with. Coaching became a part of my life as I was growing up, but never knew that it was coaching. It starts with advising people and how to do things. But my background actually is I have a legal background. I went to school. I studied in the UK. I got my degree, got everything that needed to be gotten, the certifications and everything, even the professional examination as well. I got that in. And then it was, I think, when I was about in my mid-20s, I decided that this isn't really what I want to do. So I did a kind of like complete overhaul. I went off to China and I taught English for a while. So I kind of like wandered around, trying different things instead of being a lawyer. I went to teach English in China and I had so much fun doing it. And then I realized that was the first time I realized how much joy it brought me when somebody actually gets it, especially when, I know it's only English, but when they are keen to learn, the 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 light in your eyes, it just lights up and you think, wow, they actually want to learn something new, to change. And again, that didn't bring me straight into coaching. I decided when I came back here, I'm like, okay, what do I do next? Here, meaning back in Malaysia, I decided, okay, let's work with animals because I love animals. And I started working with animals. I started doing therapy for animals, qualified in it. Again, one of my many things, I've got in my belt. Then I went into the healing side of things, the energy world, and that's when it led me into hypnotherapy. And from there, it led me into NLP and coaching. And I realized that bringing joy to people is to see them wanting to change, to do something about their life as opposed to sitting and wallowing in regrets, anger, fear. I have been there. It's not that I haven't been there. I've just put everything into a very short story. And I've experienced every single one of it, the regrets, the fear, the anger, all that. And it hasn't got me anywhere. When I started my journey into, I think, my NLP world, I realized that, hey, I don't need to sit in this. Nowadays, when I encounter problems, it's more of, right, I have a problem right now. Why am I feeling this right now? And then when I identify what I'm feeling, I always ask myself, what can I do about it? What's next? How do I shift my gear out of feeling sorry for myself? Because we all know being negative and wallowing in your self-pity doesn't get you anywhere. It just gets you in a worse position, right? It's like, oh, so I'm always on what's next. Now, obviously, when I have that what's next, it helps to shift me. It doesn't mean that the feeling of that fear is not there. Of course, it's still there. but there's also a feeling of hope that comes into play. It doesn't feel so hopeless anymore. So that's my experience, and that's what I want to actually, push people to bring forward. What can you do about this right now?
Absolutely.
Because people really thinking, hey, it's hopeless. But to be quite honest, it's not about um, the situation being hopeless. It's because your mind thinks that it is hopeless.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Irene. I couldn't agree more. And I know that I am confronting myself with this kind of experience and these kind of challenges every single day. And at some point, I thought that if I start my own business, if I am my own boss, so to speak, everything is going to be perfect. I will be successful and all of that. And I was chasing actually something which was not really aligned with who I was. And this is the reason why I started this project, to share 1 million missions of coaches, trainers, and consultants, because I believe that together we can transform this world. And I believe that there is so much need in this world of healing, as you mentioned, and something that can help us to deal with our obstacles on our daily lives.
Yeah.
I would like to ask you, Irene. Irene, I think I pronounced it correctly.
Yes.
Uh, what can we do in our daily lives to stop struggling and to stop being overwhelmed and stressed all the time? What can we do? How can we use NLP? And maybe how can we use hypnotherapy?
Okay, it's a good question. That's a lot of questions. Let's deal with one at a time. How can we, what's the one, not put yourself in or set yourself in stressful situation? Firstly, you need to identify what are you stressed about, and next thing, when you identify what do you stress about, ask yourself, is there anything you can do about the stress? Now, of course, the answer would be anything to alleviate your stress. It can be anything from exercise to meditation. You can dance. You can go to the mountain and scream your head off. You can do whatever you want to shift the stress level. It doesn't get rid of the stress level, but it pushes down that stress level. Then ask yourself, do you really want to be in this stress? Because in a situation that you cannot control, that's a situation. But you can do something about the stress. That's your choice. Whether you want to continue being stressed out or just go, okay, I can't do anything about it right now. I can push my level of stress down, but continue to like shift your focus and do something else, something that's you're happy in doing. That's one thing for your stress level. Now, how NLP can help in terms of stress or anxiety or procrastination, we have a technique that is called anchoring. That can actually, when you anchor in happy thoughts into a specific area of your body, and that would release. And then whenever it triggers your stress or anxiety or fear, you can press on that particular spot that would then trigger that happy feeling, alleviate that stress. That's NLP. Hypnosis also takes you into a subconscious mind and brings you a state of peace, into a state of calmness. So it's kind of like a meditation, but someone is taking you through it. So what I normally do in hypnosis, if somebody's stressed out, is first identify what the stress is. It's not as, you can do a general blanket, but you can find on YouTube, right? How to relax. Or you can actually specifically go into that particular stress for a client that comes in, and then kind of like finding solutions after having consultation and taking notes down and what you want to do with the stress, how you want to feel and stuff. Then you take it through the hypnosis stage. And when they come out of it, they are pretty much calm. And they were like, I want to stay in there longer.
I love that. I like that so much. And absolutely, I also want to be in peace all the time. And actually, I experienced myself this morning a very weird, if I can call it, state. I woke up a bit later than I wanted, and I started to blame myself and to say to myself, okay, you always promise something and then you don't do it, and you commit to things and then you don't fulfill them. And all these negative thoughts started to build up actually in my mind. And then I had my first interview and I was like, how do I get out of this state? Like, how do I make myself happy and well? Because this energy is going to be transferred to other people. And as you mentioned, all it takes is to be well with yourself, to be in peace and calm and find different ways. It doesn't work the same way for everyone, and you need to find your own thing.
Yeah.
But I would like to ask you, Irene, about hypnotherapy, because I know that there are many people who can feel maybe afraid of losing control, or the idea of hypnosis is that you are no longer in control of your body and that someone else is going to take over your thoughts or your body or whatever. What can you advise us, or how can we change this mindset about hypnotherapy?
It's a great it's a great question, and a lot of people have this fear. They think that, oh, I'm going to be under hypnosis and I don't have control over my body because I watched somebody eating an onion pretending to be an apple. I've watched silly things on I've been on stage and they do silly things to you. Now those are stage hypnosis, and the thing is, the volunteers already know what is going to happen. So they are already mentally prepared to do all that silly things because they know something weird is going to happen on stage. That's called stage hypnosis. It's for purely entertainment purposes, but it is hypnosis. And to say that you're not doing it voluntarily, the people on stage, they are doing it voluntarily because they're the first ones to raise their hands. The hypnotist is going to say, who wants to volunteer? I'm looking for 10 volunteers. Who wants to do it? And immediately the extroverts will go, yeah, me. Their hands go up. So they have already volunteered and given permission. I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to be ridiculed on stage, be the person to be laughed at. So to say you lose control, no, they are in control all the time. Now, in terms of when you have a client coming in, and again, the conversation is, do I lose control? You don't, because you are aware about every single thing that I say. If I say something to you while taking you into trance, let's say, oh, give me your bank account, you're going to immediately open your eyes and goes, what the F, It's like, why am I giving you my bank account? That's the thing. It's awareness. You're always aware about what is going on. And before you even go into a hypnosis session as well, the hypnotherapist and yourself, the client, will be having a discussion. What is it that you want to achieve? What is your area of problems that you have that you want to address currently? And we will talk about what you want, what outcome you want out of it. And the words also, I listen very carefully on the words that you tell me, because those words are the ones that will be repeated when you go into hypnotic state. The reason on why this is because you only accept the words that you are familiar with and not the words I come out with. Your mind doesn't accept any word that is alien to you. Your mind accepts only words that you are familiar with. So that's why I pay close attention to what you say during the initial consultation period. And it could take up to an hour, having conversation with you, what's going on, what do you want to achieve, how do you want to achieve this? And then, of course, what I like doing is interactive. You're not sitting there, lying there in quietness. I will ask you questions on how to overcome certain hurdles, and the images that you see are all in your mind. It's all a metaphor. So there are no details about your life history or the problems that's going on. It's a metaphor. You know, you might see a rock, you might see a tree, you might see a house that's locked but no key. It's a metaphor to whatever problems you're going through. That's
Amazing.
it.
Thank you, Irene. Thank you for clarifying this for us. And I know that people who don't believe in it need to hear it more than once. And this is actually what's happening with everything around us. When we start changing or making a shift in our beliefs, we need to hear it over and over again. And this is just the initiation for those of you who don't know what it is and how it works, just to give you an impression. Irene, what are your programs about? How can you help people and who are you helping them?
That's an interesting question. My program currently, I'm researching into doing a group coaching program. And I'm looking like maybe doing self-confidence. It depends on what the group wants. 1 week I'll do different topics. It depends. But I also do a one-to-one, which is of course more personalized. Then I can go delve deeper, and that is coaching. When I do coaching, sometimes if it's needed, I will put a bit of hypnosis in it when the conscious mind is too stubborn to shift. And you do get people who resist, you know, they want changes, but they don't want to face what's going on. So that's when I'm like, okay, let's try this. And I ask permission first before I even go into it. And it's not usually a first session in coaching. It would usually be about maybe second or third sessions when they're comfortable. That's when I will ask them, would you be comfortable if you would want to try this? The other factor is also I'm introducing sound into the coaching program. Now, again, that would depend on the client, whether they're comfortable with the crystal bowls being played, with the, you know, a full range of bowls being played with the, you know, gongs and stuff. That is entirely up to the client. Of course, now I'm also having a little workshop about shifting your negative emotions using your voice, using toning, because that's the only instrument you can carry around without lugging like big, huge crystal bowls, right? And the voice creates a vibration and it soothes your body. So it's a kind of a massage on your insides. And you will always, that one helps you tremendously to shift that negative emotion wherever it's located in the body. So I'm having a workshop on it. And right now it's still experiential. So if more people want me to run this workshop, then yes, I will run more programs on this workshop. But of course, there'll be different new ones coming up because I love doing sound. I love the frequency of sound. It's not woo-woo. It's actually not woo. It's actually quite scientific. It runs on frequencies. It runs on vibration. And it does shift a lot of people's mental state. Because when you think about it, when you have music, when you're feeling really like worked up, you can put on, some people put on loud music to calm themselves down. Some people put on classical music or jazz or blues. Whatever it is that works for you, there's a reason. It's because of the vibration and the frequencies. So obviously, some people who listen to really up, you know, really rock music, I don't think that really calms you down. But if you want to calm down, listen to soothing music or water or rain on, you know, when it rains, people get really calm on it, or the sea. There is the frequency there. Every part of our life has a frequencies, and whichever one works for you.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Irene. I know that this has been not on our script, but I would like to ask you whether you would like to play something for our audience to really see in real life how does it work and how do we feel.
Sure. We can start. I can play something very quickly. Sit back, enjoy, and close your eyes. I'm gonna hold this bowl until
Wow.
it stops singing.
This is amazing. I really I don't know. I felt like I was going in nature or in a different environment than I am right now. And I remember this moment when I think I was in Hong Kong, if I'm not wrong. And I went into a similar place where I was hearing this music, with these instruments, and it really reminded me of, as you mentioned, the calm and the peace. Not only in myself but also outside. It was like all the peace was surrounding me. Thank you so much, Irene.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for this demonstration. I believe that this gives a good impression of what you can do and how you can help people. And I would like to ask you, before we close today's interview, how can people contact you if they want to join your programs, if they want to work one-to-one with you?
I have an email. You can contact me via email, which is irene@dovetailcoachings.com, or you can go to Dovetail Coaching Solutions on Facebook. So I'm on Facebook as well. I'm also on Instagram, which I don't think I wrote it to you. It's Coaching Dovetail. So I'm on Instagram. You can message me there as well.
Perfect.
So those are the 3 ways you can actually contact me.
Thank you so much, Irene. Thank you so much for being with us. And for those of you listening, don't hesitate. Don't stay into your stress, into your overwhelming feeling or tiredness. Whatever is happening in your life, it is possible to overcome it. It is possible to be happy with who you are and with your life. Contact Irene because she is there to support you and to guide you in discovering what is happening inside yourself and how you can live a better and fulfilled life. Thank you so much, Irene, for being with me today.
Thank you for having me. Oh, before I forget, I also have a YouTube channel as well. If you want to listen to like a short bowl sessions and stuff, it's the same name on YouTube channels, Dovetail Coachings.
Perfect. For those of you who want to find Irene, I think you have many ways of doing so. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.